A man is schooled in the belief that in order to achieve his desired outcome, he must hustle and he must struggle in his world. Neville Goddard said this in his book, The Power of Imagination. We are all programmed to hustle. We are all programmed to compete and calculate and to get frustrated, to come up with so many different tactics in order to achieve our desired outcome. And in doing so, we accumulate a lot of stress. We become a very adrenaline fueled people, because when we are hustling, when we are competing, when we are struggling in order to achieve a desired outcome, then we automatically put ourselves in a flight or fight system. This is what societal conditioning does to you, because this schooling, this conditioning has been done to you ever since you were a baby. Your family has taught you this system of thinking, your school system, your societal programming, the media industry, the advertisement industry, all of the things that are currently in the world has taught you to hustle, to struggle in order to gain the desired result. This is also the reason why, suppose that you want love and you approach another person, because you have to hustle, you have to compete in order to get love as well. Other guys are also competing for the same girl, and that girl might cheat on you, might betray you, might reject you, might hurt you. Now, instead of receiving love, you have received a trauma. But if you learn how to decondition yourself from this stupid belief that you do not have to hustle, you do not have to struggle in order to achieve your desired outcome, you do not have to compete with other guys in order to achieve love, then you are led to an eternal truth. And the truth is, every sort of answer to every sort of problem is always here, right here and now. You just have to look within, because you are a spark of divinity. You are a manifestation of source energy. You are a differentiation of that cosmic consciousness. So, if the divine has all sorts of problem and all sorts of answer contained within it, you, as a spark of divinity, also have all sorts of answer to all sorts of problems in your life. If you're afflicted with panic attacks, just learn to see within yourself and you'll find an answer. Please, the only skill that is truly required in your life is to learn how to look within for all the answer. And then you become a magnet for all the things that you desire. You do not have to hustle, you do not have to compete. You just sit there relaxed, and everything that you desire will come towards you, because you're now creating by the help of divine. You're not trying to compete with other people who are also conditioned in a very bad belief system. You're directly communicating with the divine, and the divine rewards you because you have finally managed to create a path of communication with the divine. The way to communicate with this source energy, with this divine, with this cosmic consciousness is through reprogramming of the subconscious mind. You must understand that your mind is divided into two parts. It's not a physical line that divides, it's just a arbitrary concept. It's an imaginary concept. 5% is of your mind is a conscious mind, and 95% of the mind is your subconscious mind, which controls pretty much everything in your life: your respiration, your heart rate, your you know digestive system, and even your external circumstances. People do not realize that their external circumstance is just a projection, it's just an extension of their mind. This is also the reason why yogis have been calling external reality as Maya, as a magical lie, as an illusion, because they knew very well that whenever they upgraded their state of subconscious mind through meditative practices, suddenly their physical reality got an upgrade as well. They did not have to do anything in their external reality. Just by meditating and reprogramming their subconscious mind in a positive manner, their external circumstances, their external events and situations became very wonderful. This is how you change your life. by simply writing new program in the subconscious mind and communicating with the divine, because the universe is spiritual and mental. The universe is actually a manifestation of that spirit, of that divine. And the only way to get whatever you want in this universe is by reprogramming the subconscious mind. This is why I say that it is spiritual, because there is only spirit in this universe, and it is mental, because through reprogramming of the mind, subconscious mind, you get everything out of this universe. Now, the another thing that you must get out of, the another thing that you must deprogram yourself out of, is how we have been conditioned to view emotion, to view feeling as inferior to logic. I have listened to countless alpha males and people in the red pill industry and people in the manosphere industry say stupid things like emotion is only for females, it is only for weak people, you should be very logical while living your life, you should be an empiricist. That's what they argue. While they themselves are really volatile creatures, they do not even realize that they are doing a great disservice to their own body, to their own system, by being so enraged all the time. Because we now know that all of this repressed rage and negative emotion causes a lot of inflammation in the body. So do not be like them. Understand that the emotion, which you have regarded as inferior to logic, is such powerful force in the universe. In fact, yogis have devised a whole yogic path in order to gain enlightenment through emotion. And that path is known as bhakti yoga or devotional yoga. We're not here to talk about enlightenment and devotion. We're just here to reaffirm the truth that feeling is the secret of attracting the life that we desire. And even Neville Goddard has a whole book written about this topic. Feeling is the secret. So please do not view emotion as inferior to logic. If you learn how to cultivate emotions, elevated emotions of joy, gratitude, empowerment, before wonderful things happen in your life, then you become a magnet for the wonderful things. Right now, we are conditioned to only feel wonderful emotions after something good happens in your life. So that automatically means when something bad happens in your life, you feel bad. Then, consequently, you attract more negative circumstances. This is the reason why poor people have their wealth taken from them and rich people always get the money, because one person is in a state of negative emotion, another person is in a state of celebration and joy, so he gets more of the wonderful circumstances, and the poor person gets more of the negative circumstances. So learn how to be in a positive, elevated emotions of joy, gratitude, empowerment before wonderful things happen to you. That's entirely possible if you learn how to use your relaxation, imagination, and awareness correctly. Because you just have to be able to train your attention and put that attention on specific imaginal act in order to create elevated emotions in your body. If you just learn how to relax properly through yoga nidra, then what happens is your brain will be producing alpha waves and theta waves. By the way, I have a link in the description box down below on how to do yoga nidra properly. Do that first. It's a 13-minute video. And when you do yoga nidra, what you're going to find is your brain is now able to visualize things clearly because it is producing alpha waves. And your brain is also producing now theta waves. Theta waves is a very hypnotizable, is a very suggestible brainwave. That only happens when the subconscious mind is ready to receive all this mental impression. Now you're going to imagine a life where you are free from panic attacks. Now you're going to imagine all sorts of wonderful scenarios where you are seeing wonderful things, hearing wonderful things, smelling wonderful things, touching wonderful things, doing wonderful things, and feeling wonderful things, because you're now free from panic attacks. So for an example, you might start to imagine that your friends and family are asking you all sorts of questions like, John, how did you become so peaceful and relaxed so rapidly? Or you might imagine that you're finally dating a beautiful girlfriend and you're touching her hair, you're smelling her perfume, you're kissing her, and she is telling you, you're so powerful and so peaceful. Please teach me your secret of being so relaxed and calm. Or you might imagine that you're finally being able to drink coffee again, and you're smelling the aroma of coffee, you're drinking coffee, and you're saying to yourself in this imaginal act, finally, I'm healed from panic attacks. I no longer have panic attacks now. Now, if you just learn to imagine all of these wonderful scenarios and provide all the sensory vividness to them, then this imaginal act will start to produce neural networks inside of your brain. These neural networks start to reflect like all this imaginal act is actually happening to you in real time, and it is going to produce chemicals. Chemicals are going to get sent down in the body, and now your body is going to feel elevated emotions, feelings that are equivalent to whatever you have imagined. Of course, you have imagined that your girlfriend is complimenting you, so you're going to feel elevated emotions of joy, gratitude, empowerment, and confidence. If you just learn to put your attention on all these imaginal act and keep mentally rehearsing this imaginal act over and over again, you can sustain these elevated emotions for a long period of time. Now, these feelings, what these feelings does is it sends a magnetic charge to the source energy. Whatever you have imagined is sending an electrical charge to the source energy, and now feelings are sending a magnetic charge to the source energy. So the source energy now realizes that, oh, this is what you want. You want to be healed from panic attack. That's what it realizes after it has gotten the imaginal act, and after it has gotten the magnetic charge through your feelings, it just gives it back to you. Now you become a magnet for whatever you have visualized. This is the reason why feeling is the secret of attracting the life that you desire. Feelings actually breathe life into your imaginal act. You just become a magnet for all the wonderful things coming towards you. Now you do not have to struggle. You do not have to hustle in order to get your desired outcome. You do not have to spend countless amount of dollars spending your time and money on therapy sessions and anxiety medications, because I didn't do it. When I was training to become a doctor in Nepal, I suffered from anxiety and panic attacks, and I didn't want to go to therapy sessions and buy anxiety pills because I knew that they were not going to treat the root cause of the problem. So I turned within. I started to study about consciousness, about emotion, about spirituality. I learned so much from Eastern spiritual mystics. I learned a lot from people like Neville Goddard and Joe Dispenza. And this is also the reason why I am so passionate about teaching this subject and topic to you guys, because at a very competitive field of medicine, I got afflicted with panic attack. I had my reputation on the line. I had my career on the line. So if I could get out of it in just 5 months, and my situation was bad, I could not sit still for even 1 minute. So if you can sit still for 1 minute, you're doing better than me. Even if you cannot sit still for 1 minute, then you and I were at the same situation. If I got out of it from within 5 months, and I had no resource in order to begin with, I just read a lot of books. I just listened to a lot of spiritual gurus and mentors. But now I am making a personalized video in the YouTube. So you actually have a lot of advantage in order to solve your panic attacks. Now, yes, please understand that sky is the limit. Once you truly know how to relax correctly through yoga nidra, visualize correctly, and embrace the emotion of your imagination correctly. So please, heal your panic attacks in a very simple 3-step meditation process. If in your life you currently have a loved one who is suffering from anxiety and panic attacks, send them this video. And if you want one-to-one personalized coaching with me, then I have my Gmail and my Telegram linked in the description box down below, also in the pinned comment section down below. Check that out and message me. It's expensive, but it's going to be worth it. You're not going to see panic attacks and anxiety ever again if you just take the online coaching. Now, subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.